All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to Dorkies. I'm Sean.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Cody.
And as it is May the 4th, as of recording this, probably not when you're seeing it, this is going to be the Star Wars special. Not the Star Wars holiday special, the Star Wars Dorkies special.
We can do that for Christmas, the holiday
Oh,
special.
God.
It's pretty good. Compared to Disney stuff. No.
So, I am not a Star Wars diehard in the slightest, but I do have opinions, and my main one is there are only 6 Star Wars movies. Period.
And
No Rogue One. There are only 6 Star Wars movies.
Rogue One's pretty good, though.
Rogue One's okay, but it was boring.
I haven't seen it, so...
The thing is, the video games, though, they add so much to the lore, they count as well to the actual story. Back when video games for Star Wars were actually good. The newer ones, like, the Jedi Survivor, it's an okay game. It's a really okay game, but I feel like they could have done it so much better. They don't add anything to the actual story overall like George intended. Like, he wanted to add new things to every, like, individual game or movie.
Yeah.
See, that's my main problem with, like, add-on lore shit, is that, first of all, most people aren't gonna, play or go out of their way to look at that stuff.
Yeah, like, the novels are, like, for Star Wars, like, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, and all the other ones are really important, but you don't really need to read them. They just add added context to the answers you have for the thing,
Tyler, that's
The
gonna look
questions.
real fucking sus.
Tyler?
Oh!
How is that for sus?
That actually hurt me.
I know. I was going.
That actually hurt
It was
me.
going
That
to
is
be.
hilarious.
Yeah, but, like, my thing is, and I understand people are like, oh, the Clone Wars. I've seen the first season and, like, the first episode of the second season.
I highly recommend you watch more.
Okay, I probably should.
Okay, we're doing a Clone Wars watch now.
Yeah,
we're doing
Actually, we could do
one day we gotta just do a series of videos where we review all 6 of these.
I think it's
Clone
like
Wars.
7 hours to watch, like, the first 3 seasons. You want to do it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Oh god, that'll be a stream
We just
one day.
Yeah, we just stream it and we separate that up into, like, different things, and we say that
Once we're all, like, independently living in our own places, or we're all 3 roommates. I don't know.
Whatever happens first.
Yeah, whichever one happens first.
Whenever Tyler's not busy this summer, we could actually do that.
We could.
You want to do it, Tyler?
Sure.
You just set the date.
I also
we'll
want to
do
get
it.
down to the pool 3 times a week this summer to lose some of that shit.
Which pool? The Millerstone pool?
Yes.
All right, let's
think-
go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. I'll meet you there.
So-
You're gonna come on days that I don't even work somehow.
Nice.
Wait, you work at the pool this summer too?
Yeah. 'cause
Okay,
My
okay.
certification's so good, so
Okay.
that's why I'm doing it.
Nice. So, this is the great debate of the Lucas Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Prequels or originals?
I think the prequels.
Oh,
add
I'm
so
gonna
much, but-
get crucified for this, but I gotta go prequels.
I think prequels add so much to the context of the story, but I don't feel like they're needed though to tell a good story.
Yeah, no, like each, both trilogies were meant to tell their own story. I
To which they did.
appreciate the story that the prequels tell more.
Yeah. George Lucas, from what I hear, intended to make 12 movies, but I'm glad he made 6.
He
instead.
made 6.
Very
He
good
made
movies.
5 really good movies and 1 very decent one.
The decent one, like, it's not like...
The Phantom Menace isn't bad.
Oh, I thought we were talking Attack of the Clones. Like,
No.
Like-
Okay, depending on who you ask, the very decent one is either Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. My main problem with Attack of the Clones is that it's too damn long, and the romance is just done poorly.
And there's mine where I think I put episode 4 the lowest.
Sean. Seriously? I guess it is the
Well,
beginning.
out of
Yeah.
every movie I put it the
Out
lowest.
of every movie, it's the
Out
beginning.
of the Lucas movies, you
Yeah,
put
Yes,
it the lowest.
yes. I can understand that. I can understand
Okay.
that 100%. Like,
Why is
for
it-
my
it's-
gripe with the Phantom Menace, right?
That's fine.
Is they
My
do
poor
not
Mike.
keep like I understand, like, in the Clone Wars, there's a reason why they brought, like, Darth Maul back. They just should have killed him off. They should have killed him off in a way that was respectful.
The moisture
did.
won't cut off the connection between the phone and the mic, will it?
I hope it doesn't.
Well,
You know what? Let's restart and just do the onboard phone mic. Sorry.
Do you got anything for us though?
Okay, there we go.
The weather's a bit iffy, folks, so that's why we had that brief little pause
Intermission?
there. Yes, that very brief intermission. which for you was instant. So, but you could tell we put an umbrella up to protect Tyler's shit.
And the microphone went inside. So now we're back.
And the microphone went inside because I did watch a video where we had the microphone once, and the desync on the audio was real bad.
Well,
You know what else is real bad?
The sequels. Yeah. That was a good tie-in right there.
the thing is,
That's how you do a tie-in.
they could have been really good if they followed Legends.
If they had just planned anything,
Yeah.
They could have followed
They
Legends.
had
like-
nothing planned.
they just went, okay, instead of Star Wars Episode 7, 8, 9, they went, Star Wars Episode 7, let's go!
Yeah, like
Look at me go!
yeah, I understand. What I'm saying is, if they followed Legends, they could have followed like Luke's story, him having kids and stuff like that,
Mara
him
Jade.
growing as an adult. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mara Jade.
And instead, Mara Jade, they could have had her in it.
Oh,
They didn't
that's
have to have
fun.
her, specifically, but they could have had her in it, and other female strong characters if they wanted.
Like, if you want a strong female one, just add Mara Jade.
Yeah, Mara Jade was flipping horrendously powerful.
I have
She
no
wanted-
idea what these two are talking about. I just wanted to talk about the movies.
Okay, let's talk about the movies.
Yeah.
Okay, should we start in chronological order, like episode 1 to 6?
Let's
Sure,
talk-
let's do that.
Or do you want to do release date?
Let's do a release date.
Okay.
'Cause that's
I
how it was
haven't
intended.
seen the originals in a minute.
That's
Shame
fine.
him!
That's fine. I haven't seen them in a year as well.
I haven't. Oh.
I haven't seen them in a year as well. It's perfect.
I watched the prequels while I was playing
Cut my hand
mine.
off. I want this hand kept.
I watched the
I'm
prequels
Anakin
while I
now.
was
I'm
playing
Anakin.
Minecraft over the summer.
That's a good way to spend the summer.
Yep.
Yes.
But that was all one day.
Oh, that's fine.
I watched all 6 of these in one day once.
Yeah, that's
I
very
didn't
fine.
have internet. I
I
was
watched
bored.
all 5 of the Transformer movies once, and I gotta say they progressively get worse and worse.
Once Mark Wahlberg shows up, I'm good.
Yeah, my sister loves the 4th one because it's an okay
Ew.
movie. It's a real okay movie. The 5th one shit. I understand where they get like the source material. Now let's get back to
The 4th
this-
one's shit as well.
Yeah, but let's get back to the
So,
Star Wars.
like the original Star Wars, A New Hope, or just Star Wars if you watched it the year it came out. If you're
I doubt anybody watching this show has done that.
probably not. We got 15 views on the last one.
Yes. Nobody's
Well, to
watching
be
it.
fair, that was because we were very poor at upload dates now.
And I
Yeah.
also think 2 of those were me.
I think one of them was me at least.
What did you say? Wasn't you?
One of them was me at the very least.
Yeah. So episode 4 starts off, right, the big opening crawl, which gets out all the exposition
Yes.
in a pretty unclunky way.
Yeah.
If done worse.
They modeled Darth Vader's suit in that movie off of Samurai. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Like George Lucas was a big fan of like Japanese culture.
I saw a video the other day where it's if you watch Star Wars as a silent movie or without dialogue and just only have the soundtrack, you can follow the story that pretty easily.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on the movie. The sequels, you wouldn't be able to tell what's going on. You can barely tell what's going on with the dialogue.
I'd rather be dead during.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen episode 9, but all I needed to... And I'm not even a diehard Star Wars fan.
You know what's funny?
But after, the
What?
movie came out, all I needed to see were the somehow Palpatine returned memes, and I was just like, well, they really didn't write this, did they?
No, that was way too far in the movie. They Fly now is where I cut the movie. I didn't watch any more of it.
No, so you know what's fun?
I read the reviews.
Mm.
Shit.
You know what's fun? I watched it in theaters with my grandmother.
Oh my god.
Oh, what did she say?
I have never agreed with her opinion on a film more than that.
What did she say, man?
That it was retarded.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds about right.
Also, for the New Hope, right?
Mhm.
I really they start out on Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well, actually, they start on
and then Obi-Wan says, "Hello there," and then that becomes a
No,
common
they
line.
they start off
Yeah.
with the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, no, what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
with the
what
Star
I'm
Destroyer
saying is
coming on the Tana 4.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like the Star Destroyer, honestly, one of the best openings to a movie ever.
What I'm saying
Because
is that's like
right,
the first part of
because
the
it's like it shows up. You have these group of rebels. In comes this big monolithic dude dressed in a black suit going.
Did you ever hear the non-dubbed version?
Oh, is it the one with what's his name? The Scottish guy?
Yes.
Oh.
Technically, he's British West Country.
I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, Sean.
But that means he would have gone on the Northwestern Railway as a kid.
Use the young. Come on, use the Youngling Slayer 9000 on him.
Ow!
Oh, okay.
Use the Youngling
what
Slayer
my
on the
point is-
oldest one here.
Well, my point is, like, after that, right? There is it's on Tatooine. They explain who Luke is, like everything about him, right?
Yep.
And they explain why he's a good shot. You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
And they explain how he can do it, right, for the shot. That's very important later on in the movie. Now, it's a very good movie thematically, right?
Yep.
It's heroes rising up against their corporate or, let's say, governments.
The giant, the Sean Star.
You know, see, people shit on the prequels
Yes.
for the politics. Star Wars already had politics in it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very important.
Right? Okay.
Dude, Star Wars has always had politics.
Yeah.
You know, the first, like, A New Hope was a criticism of Nam.
Yeah.
It was a criticism of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
So, there's, so the people who are just like, no, the prequels are bad, the fucker at the premiere of The Phantom Menace who's like, I feel like I deserve a apology from George Lucas. That's how he sounds.
Yeah.
Did
you see that George Lucas for-
And here's the thing, that dude's not even a millennial. That was 1999.
Sean.
That was a Gen X dude.
Did you see one of the
course it
guys,
was.
like, George Lucas printed out one of the reviews on his
No,
shirt?
dude, I like Gen X, dude.
Yeah. But anyways,
They've
Yeah,
seen
no,
some shit.
I'm just saying, like, then Romans can only complain about stuff.
George Lucas printed out one of the reviews on his shirt and just wore it with pride while
Yeah.
filming one of the movies.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this. Jar Jar's not even that annoying.
He could've-
They overblown his like.
They over
How
like
annoying he
I
was.
like now like I think I've seen the Phantom Menace
The thing
more
is-
than any other Star
you
Wars
know what Dark-
movie solely by happenstance because I caught it on TV once and then there was a day where I was just like I'm gonna watch all of these and it was noon when I started the Phantom Menace and I was like never mind by the time it was over.
I think that
Sean.
now you brought it up, I think my most watched is either Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith.
I think
Okay,
it's
but Revenge of the
for me.
Sith is understandable because that's a legitimately good movie.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny? For the longest time, Attack of the Clones was my favorite.
Yeah, it's
Really?
I can see
Dude,
why.
I just loved clones.
Yeah, I
as a
can see
kid.
why.
So I was just like,
You probably watched,
clones.
you probably watched Clone Wars growing up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I
too
did
for a
not.
little bit.
I caught like
No,
2
Cody, the
episodes
thing
of the
is-
Clone Wars when
Cody,
it
the
was
thing
a
is-
thing.
I loved clones to the
Watch the
point
original and then watch the Clone
where
Wars
I would be
in
if
the
I got a Lego
2000s.
Star Wars set and it did not have a clone, I was a little upset
Yeah.
because I love the clones.
All
that
the
much.
same minifigure.
I like an army of clones.
Yeah.
You know what? Understandable.
Sean, do you know what Darth Jar Jar is?
It's like-
Yes, I have heard this theory. It's total bullshit,
It
but
makes so much sense.
it does work.
Yes.
If you think about it, it does work.
That's
No,
what
but
people
Cody,
say.
did you guys? Have you guys seen the? So you know the like Lego Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they do their own shows?
Yeah.
Jar Jar appears in that.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So does Darth.
No,
Ray,
it makes
so does Darth
to-
Ray even.
It makes total sense.
It actually makes Ray a good character.
Now let's get back into like episode 5 or something.
Episode
like that.
4.
Episode 5.
Which
no,
is what we were talking
no,
about.
after that because we were
Okay,
talking about
like
it for a
here's
while.
the like episode 4, one of the best climaxes in all of cinema.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Like everybody's gearing up, people are fucking dying. Of course, not your core cast because they got plot on. Well, no, Obi-Wan fucking dies.
Do you know the reason why though
strike me
thematically he has that?
If you
Death
strike,
Star?
if you
strike
strike
me
me down
down
now, I shall become more powerful than you could ever wish to be.
No, it says you ever imagined.
Oh,
You dumbass.
Yeah.
okay.
Thanks, man.
Sorry.
Shame him.
stab him!
I
stab
never
him!
claimed to be a diehard. Never seen that movie either.
Oh, yeah.
You a
I
monster.
haven't seen it either. I'll be honest.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway,
This could turn into a movie review podcast
I
where
think-
he and I just review movies that we've never seen.
I think the reason why he has like
We got to get him. We got to get him to review all the Thomas specials with us.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dude,
Sean.
Big World with him would be hilarious.
Tyler. For the
You know we're not even gonna look at. We're just gonna meme the fuck out of it.
We're
You are
just gonna
going to.
rip it a new asshole.
you guys are gonna definitely.
So sorry, we need to quit planning content while making content.
I
Yeah.
think the reason why he made the Death Star was because like there's bug species outside the galaxy that really wants to invade.
he made the Death Star. I thought you were talking about
No, I'm
George
talking
Lucas.
Sidious.
Okay.
Sidious.
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
Palpatine.
Legends,
War.
in the Legends
Yeah.
material, he's preparing for war, and then the flipping crazy lunatics destroyed it, completely destroying any chances they had of blowing up the species completely.
Yeah, but the original thing with the Death Star, I watched a video about this
Yes.
yesterday. The original thing with the Death Star was like kind of a parallel to the paranoia of nukes.
Yeah.
Because again, 77 was still the Cold War.
If you know how he says the power of the Death Star is insignificant to the power of the Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Darth Vader is way more powerful than that thing. He could rip planets apart by himself.
Yeah. And it's
If you
Cool.
listen to the novels, really.
Cool.
He makes this very clear throughout the novels.
Okay, I have a weird belief with a lot of movies and continuity, and this was brought to light. You can apply this to Star Wars and the MCU. Most people, if it's not in the movies, they're not gonna see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why
It's
I don't.
just there, though.
That's why I quit watching Marvel, because for the most part, you could aside. I still need to see No Way Home.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that. No spoilers in the comments, motherfuckers. But
do it.
no.
Toby dies, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go.
No, he
I'm
doesn't.
gonna get my
I'm
sweatshirt.
just
I think
messing.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm getting rained on.
We're just. Listen, man, a big glob of water just dripped onto my back. I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, neither am I. So, here's the thing.
You're not.
In episode...
It's not wet like mine.
In episode 4, right, they introduce Leia and stuff like that. That's the key part of the Resistance, right, to take down, is Leia and her
Yes.
army.
Yes.
If they do not have that, she's a strong female character. If they do not have that, then there is no rebellion at all.
Right.
Like, she's... Even after
And that's
she
why
wa-
they destroyed Alderaan, because
Yes.
they thought that was the headquarters, which it kind of was.
Yeah,
But
kind of. Even if she lost all of her people, right, pretty much, and she's still strong through that. And that must have been devastating for her, like ripping out her heart. And you know what? She still stood up and decided, we're going to continue the rebellion.
she's the one survivor of her planet. Is Padme native to Alderaan?
No, that's Naboo.
Oh, that's
And
Naboo.
it's the same as Palpatine. They were born on the same planet.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Tyler's last name is Moore, no relation to Roger Moore.
Okay.
The Bond.
I'm
James
sure.
Bond.
I'm definitely sure they saw that.
Now let's talk about, because we already beat the horse to death, pretty much. We could talk about
Okay.
New Hope all day.
Ow.
We could talk about A New Hope all day. Let's
We
go
could
on
talk
to-
about the originals all day,
Yeah,
probably.
let's go on
I
to
could with
episode
prequels.
5.
Let's talk about the prequels, actually.
Actually,
Did you
the prequels
did you
okay.
discuss how the Grand Moff Tarkin's actor wore slippers during? In
Oh
the
yeah, we did not talk about
No.
that. That is hilarious, though.
Yeah, he wore the boots were so uncomfortable for him. He
Okay,
wore slippers.
so I like the overall story of the prequels and the ideas of the prequels more than the originals, because
Tragedy.
that it is a tragedy, but it also kind of you watch the originals, it does kind of look like under the Empire shit has collapsed a little bit, and I know that's due to the fact that it was designed to look like it was stuff was old and sci-fi stuff was kind of commonplace, and most of them take place on planets in the Outer Rim or the equivalent of out in the boonies.
For the first couple of years, canonically, in like Legends and other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Empire was better than the Republic. For
In
the
the-
first couple of
in
years.
the early years,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the early years, and then
Right.
they started terrorizing the people
Right.
for basically no reason.
I know, and if you think about it, the Rebels, it's the same war as the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It's the same group of people basically as the Clone Wars.
Well, yeah, but some like most of the admirals and stuff like that are in the Clone Wars. Come back in the Empire.
Yeah.
Fighting against the good people.
Yeah.
Isn't that hilarious? Alrighty.
The prequels start off showing you a republic already in decay, because the Trade Federation?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trade Federation has its own senator. That's basically like Disney having a representative in Congress.
Which was horrible.
Like, just openly, this is the representative for Disney in Congress.
They probably do.
They probably have that already.
Yeah,
You know.
no, they probably do.
Well, no, they probably have several because they pay people off, but that's a different, that's a different
Yeah, we
discussion.
could
We're
get into
talking,
that all day.
we're talking about fictional politics, not actual politics.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is, for like episode 1, like for the villains, right? It's very much Darth Maul's story and Anakin's story, right? It's
Yeah.
It's A and the B plot, right?
Yeah.
Very important parts of the story, right?
Always two there are, no
master
more, no less. A master and an apprentice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want to spoil
mean I'm
the
on.
Clone Wars for you. We don't want to spoil the Clone Wars for you when you watch it.
Okay.
So
Clone
we're not
Wars
going to get into that much.
goddess.
We're not going to get into that much because it's really important to the plot of the story.
Right.
You know what's funny? I saw somebody say they hate Clone Wars because one of the episodes was. Well, I'll just spoil one episode if it's not that impactful.
Darth Maul comes back in the Clone Wars, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, that. But that's not what I was going to spoil. I was going to say there's an entire episode where Mace Windu and Jar Jar Binks go to save Jar Jar's girlfriend from Darth Maul's mom. That's a plot to an episode.
I don't remember
That
that
sounds
episode that much,
like
but yeah.
a fucking fan fiction.
A lot of it is.
But it's. I like it actually. It's kind of funny.
It's
That's-
very fun.
That sounds like a fucking fan fiction. My
They-
back's
they
gonna be all
added-
kinds of wet by the time we're done with this.
Yeah.
Tyler, I feel like you're gonna knock over the table even
They
though I
added
know you're
like
not going to.
I'm
hundred.
gonna knock you over.
They added hundreds
You
of
probably
planets to the
could.
story. They added hundreds of planets to the story. They kept evolving the story and stuff like that, showing planets that did not want to be in this war having to be a part of the war, right?
Yeah, no, I did see, like, we came to this planet to find peace.
Immediately gets dragged into war.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know you two already did it. Why? Let's just stay on the story of the prequels.
Yes.
Right? So, this is the beginning of the love arc between Padme and Anakin,
Yes.
which is handled really poorly
It's not. It's
in
not.
general.
No. Here's the thing.
Like, this
Sean,
is weird.
Sean,
though.
here's the thing. Darth Vader was he was a slave before it, and then he was indoctrinated into a cult that did not accept emotion at all.
Right.
So he's very robotic.
Well, no, like, here's the thing. The Jedi, like, the thing with prequels is, yes, it shows a republic in decay. It also shows a little bit of a religion in decay. Because I don't think the original doctrine of the Jedi was, like, don't show emotion, don't have attachments.
No, the thing is, they're more like the Sith. That's why Darth Vader destroys them, because he's supposed to bring balance to the Force. He destroys them completely, right?
Yeah, so they've sort of, kind of gone to, like, one extreme end of the Jedi.
Much like our government today.
Bad that
Anyways.
I kind of wanted.
Much like our government last year.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I kind of want
I meant
to
last
Star
year.
Wars music over this?
I forget. I forget Trump's in office sometimes. 'Cause it's been such a short time, man. It's been such a short time.
I forget Trump's in office sometimes. That's a good line.
No, it's been such a short time, and he's done so much already, man.
Yeah, I thought, like,
Back to the
yes,
movie.
No,
sorry.
no politicals.
Sorry, yeah. No, only fake politicals, no real politicals.
Yes,
real
exactly.
politicals.
No real political.
No real politics.
Anyways,
I can feel my hair standing up. Is it actually standing?
yes.
A little bit in the back.
Okay, so
But
the
I look
thing is-
stupid all the time,
so
so
the-
I'm not really worried about that.
The thing is about the
Yes, you
romance, right? The romance is it's very cringy.
It's
but
handled
it's the way they wanted it.
Okay.
It's the way they wanted it, because Anakin's not really acting like a human. He's acting how he thinks a human's supposed to act, right? Because he's a slave. He doesn't know how to act really.
He's a
right?
slave that became now in basically what's a cult.
Yes.
So what?
He's a slave that's now basically in a cult.
Yes. He's gone from one form of enslavement to the other one. To another one.
Oh, one thing about the originals though, I love how Darth Vader just messes with people. He just screws with people. He walks a little bit faster just to ruin people's day because they have to keep up with him. Isn't that hilarious?
That's such fucking Anakin bullshit.
Yeah.
Anakin's not entirely dead, as is seen in Episode 6, but...
Yeah.
And then he does die. So...
I feel like the comics ruin the movies because like they are too sappy and stuff like that. Make Darth Vader seem like a more of a wimp. Not.
I think that's part of the problem that some people do have with the prequels. Like, and I do understand some of it from like a timeline perspective, because the prequels are what, 20-ish years before the original.
That's meant to show his humanity, right? The first 3 movies are meant to show his
yes,
humanity.
Episode 1, 2, 3.
They
Right.
didn't kill it all away.
And 3
Yes,
is meant
take
to
it
be
all.
like,
And 3's meant to
End
supposed
it.
to be the fall of like who was, you know, effectively the next great leader
Of the Jedi Order.
of the Jedi Order. But because, you know, and Mace Windu
He's a beast.
Not a dick. Like I'm having a stroke. Mace Windu's a dick.
Yeah, he's a beast of a man, but he's also a dick.
Yeah.
That's how he's supposed to be.
Like,
Samuel L. Jackson did a good job.
I saw like a thing. I think Star Wars Theory did a video about this once.
Yes.
If Mace Windu had trained Anakin,
It would have been much different.
everything would have turned out a lot differently.
Yeah.
But sadly, Mace Windu didn't train Anakin. Mace Windu didn't even want Anakin trained. Also, why would you give Obi-Wan, the guy who's just been promoted from Padawan to Knight, you know, it's just like, Obi-Wan, you're a Knight now?
Listen.
Guess what? You're getting an apprentice right off the bat.
it was Qui-Gon's dying wish.
It
There
was.
was a reason why, Mace Windu did not want him in the. He saw this coming.
Like, kinda. Right? Because the
Yeah,
thing
sort
is,
of.
you know, like, the Jedi were, you know, grabbing kids from, like, when they were, like, 3. So now they're picking up this... Yeah, no. They're picking up this 9-year-old who they're like, okay, you know how you loved your mom and she was the only person in your life for a
And you were a
decade?
slave?
Fuck all that shit!
No, the thing is, he was a slave, right? I don't think they had the problem with him being like 9 years old.
25.
25 minutes to go, or 25 minutes we're at?
With the video before, 25.
Okay. So we're at 20 minutes on this one.
21.
Okay.
So the thing is, they he was a 9-year-old slave, right?
Yep.
That's the thing. They did not want somebody that kind of messed up in the head, being in an order, holding a weapon with the power of a god, pretty much.
He's basically just Force Jesus.
That's Obi-Wan, you fucker.
No, but
Jesus
like,
did play,
okay, but
you know, he-
Jesus,
he
like
did-
Jesus.
Cody,
I don't know
Sean,
much about the Bible.
Sean,
Hold on, let me get
Sean,
this out.
Sean,
Let me get this out.
Okay, let's get him.
Jesus was created via immaculate conception. God basically looked at Mary and went, "Here's a kid. You don't even have to fuck to make him. Here's a kid."
Sean.
The Force did the same thing with Shmi.
Yes. Sean, for one thing. Obi-Wan's actor plays Jesus in one of the movies.
Passion of the Christ.
Yes. And he did a very good job.
You know, Willem
No, but-
Dafoe also plays Jesus in the last Temptation of Jesus Christ,
But Cody,
And now-
which takes some
Cody,
liberties
do you know,
with the story.
Cody, do you know what I'm talking about, though?
What?
How somebody put up Obi-Wan's picture.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen these.
The mom worshipped
There
him.
was a
So clearly,
He's not. The Jedi robes aren't even too dissimilar either.
That's the thing.
Sean.
Also, yeah, it's stopping.
Woo! My back sweat is all hell.
Yeah, look at mine. It's completely soaked stuff.
Cody, Sean's even more.
Mine's sticking to my back.
Same here, man.
Back
Anyways,
fat,
so
back fat.
the thing is, there was a woman who put a little toy statue of the Buddha up, right? It was Shrek. Worshipped it for like a decade.
Nice.
Anyways,
You'd worship
back to the thing, right? Back to the movies. So, in episode 2, right? They have all they have a battle.
We're going completely out of order now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It does not matter for the order.
no,
it's just
We
talking.
went from 4 to...
We went 4, 1, and now we're at 2.
Yeah. We're all...
It does not need to be in order. It's just to get our thoughts out.
We've done-
As long as we make clear which one we're talking about, I think it's
Yes.
It
Okay, let me, with the timeline that I was going to touch on earlier, I get the problems people have with the prequels from a timeline perspective. Episode 1 takes place 30 years before the original trilogy. Well, no, 33 years before the original trilogy. Episode 2 takes place 23 years before the original trilogy. Time gap that totally makes sense, right? The problem comes from the time gap between episode 2 and episode 3. But
they cover that with the
they do cover that with the Clone Wars. But if between episode 2 and 3 that was another decade.
No, 2 and 3. No, that was 3 years.
Yeah, no, but yes, but
years.
if the canon timeline gap between 2 and 3 was another 10 years.
Yeah.
Then people's ages would line up in the original trilogy.
In the original trilogy, though, Alec Guinness.
Obi-Wan.
Alec Guinness was 50 years old.
Yes.
Yes, that makes sense.
It lines up, and like Alec Guinness was 50 years old. Not every person that plays, a character is the same age as their character.
But yeah, so
like Frank Oz was not 900 years old when he was playing Yoda.
Ewan McGregor, Ewan McGregor is like 50 now.
Yeah,
because you can understand him.
And people just age differently now. It's weird.
He aged like fine one. Although I don't like what he did, for the the Obi-Wan show. But anyways,
that should have just been a movie.
Yeah.
Why stretch it out to 6 hours or
They were
whatever
originally going to turn it into 3 movies, and it was going to be really damn good, from what I hear. And then they fired the guy who made the idea.
Yep. Because God forbid a good decision be made by Lucasfilm.
Okay, back to what I was going to get to at episode 2, right? At the end of the movie. Clones. Clones, lots of clones. They had a huge battle at the end of the movie. The clones, right? Were getting slaughtered. And they just didn't care. They didn't care. That's a huge element of the Clone Wars TV show. Is some Jedi just don't care. It's others get really attached to them, and that's why they turn their back in episode 3. And
I know that Yoda kind of, in the first episode of the Clone Wars. I didn't watch the Clone Wars movie. I watched Attack of the Clones. I haven't seen the animated Clone Wars movie.
You didn't miss too much with that one.
What?
You didn't miss too much with it.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
But basically, in the first episode of the Clone Wars, Yoda's like, the Force flows within all of you, or whatever the fuck he says. Episode 3 comes around. Execute Order 66.
And he
On a 900 kill streak, I am.
I mean, to be fair, they are trying to kill him, so.
They are trying to kill him, and he's like 1,000 years old.
You know what I like in episode 3 as well? So, because
you need to clip your fucking toenails, dude.
Don't look at my feet.
You should have worn socks.
Get back to the story.
I couldn't find my sneakers.
So
I have one pair of shoes. I'm wearing them.
Yeah, my old pair broke. My old sneakers broke, so I had to get new ones. Dude, they were old, man. What are you talking about?
I'm talking. Anyways, I'm talking about the clones, right? I went to episode 3 for a thing, and then we're going back to episode 2.
Yeah.
The thing for episode 3 is I love how Commander Cody, right? He's Obi-Wan's commander, right? He lost one of his allies on Maul's planet, right?
Yep.
And he decides he's going to go there to look for Obi-Wan. And he genocides the entire race of the planet. He literally genocides everybody.
Oh my.
Fun.
Yeah. So
I like how the rain has calmed down now.
Yeah, except for on me.
Listen, the coverage of me ain't great, dude. I'm leaning forward like I'm holding back a shit, so...
That shows
you probably are holding back.
I'm not.
You're made of shit.
I shat this morning.
Okay, back to Star Wars.
No more of this potty talk.
Anyway, so what I was saying is that shows they're not entirely good people. Some of the clones are. They're different people themselves, right? And you can't slaughter them on a kill streak, right? That's not being good. I mean, they're gonna kill you, but I guess it is self-defense. But you don't have to slaughter them all.
Slaughter the younglings, I will.
Slaughter them all. The children. I'm having a stroke. Not
slaughter some,
the men, not just, but the children too,
and the women. I'm on my ketamine addiction. Epstein Island I must go to.
Epstein Yoda.
I feel like this is a continuation of the Epstein Yoda bit that I missed on that one live stream you did. Because I was
actually need to go clip that.
That needs to get clipped.
We need to start making YouTube shorts. I need to start making YouTube shorts of my own stuff. We need to start making YouTube shorts of this. Okay. I don't necessarily know if you need to start making shit, but
I am trying to I'm gonna.
How's that video going along that you're?
My tablet is too old to make videos. So when I get my next device, which really should be within the next couple months.
Can you drive yet?
No, but when I get
drive, Sean?
I have a permit.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah, Sean. Anyways, when I get it's just when I get my new tablet, or not tablet, but when I get my new tablet or phone, whenever I buy something, I'm gonna make sure it has a good camera and audio so I can actually film something.
I just make all my stuff in one take from my phone.
Yeah.
And it turns out semi-okay sometimes, and a lot of the times really poorly.
Okay. Back to Attack of the Clones.
I gotta try to do more edited stuff.
Yeah.
The attack
I
of
just don't have the time for it.
the lightsaber and Attack of the Clones stuff for Anakin. It's really cool. I love that lightsaber, man.
I like how he loses it.
This is the lightsaber.
No, that's the second one.
That's the tech. That's
Oh.
that's Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah, no, they're like, so the whole thing with, the lightsaber is just
It's the
like,
same kyber
do
crystal.
not lose this,
Yeah.
same kyber crystal?
Same kyber crystal, different blade.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
same kyber crystal,
Same-
different,
Different hilt.
okay.
So Darth Vader.
So technically the blade would be the same.
Yeah, the blade and the crystal the same, but
So
the hilt-
somebody had to retrieve the lightsaber that he loses earlier in the movie.
No, it just breaks. It breaks, right? I'm not misremembering.
no, he
that.
gets it.
He
smashed.
loses it, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
He gets it
it was
smashed.
smashed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. He makes that lightsaber for combat. It's heavier. It's so he could use it to overpower people with blades.
Can we talk about how Yoda's lightsaber being shorter actively makes no sense?
It makes sense.
That makes sense. The lightsabers are made for the Jedi in mind.
Yes, they make it themselves.
Okay, but the length of the actual blade, because
No.
it's shorter. Okay, so
Why
It
do you
would-
swing like that?
it would.
Sean.
I didn't want to hit you.
Sean, some lightsabers actually can
But
extend.
Yoda's is just like that.
Yeah, you are aware yours can extend. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, Darth.
Can it?
Yes,
Yeah, let's
Darth
can extend.
Well,
dude.
technically they can all extend, but
Yeah,
Sean.
no, Sean. This is just
in lore.
Yeah, in lore they can extend.
Yes,
Shorten.
Darth Vader's lightsaber extends. Why do you think it gets so long when he's fighting Obi-Wan? Because he's on a distance.
can we talk about how fucking stupid Kylo Ren's lightsaber is?
It
Yeah,
really
it
is.
really was.
Like in
When he's
theory,
swinging it around,
in
it
theory
could-
it looked cool, but like
It
you know-
does look kind of cool. It's got like
now
exhaust ports and
yeah,
shit.
But now you.
But if you think about it,
he has like too many penises on his lightsaber.
But anyways,
Look at it. Tell me I'm wrong.
I
you're
know.
not.
I know.
Tell me
man.
I'm wrong.
What I'm saying is for the lightsaber though in episode 2, right? Darth Vader based his lightsaber, like his Darth Vader lightsaber, on that.
Oh,
Like, because he loved it so much, right? And that one was meant for combat. Like,
Okay.
that was meant for the Clone Wars. Because it's heavier, it's because he can overpower
clunky.
people.
so he essentially just made the same hilt again, but with a different kyber crystal.
Yes.
He made it bleed.
Yeah.
That's how you get
no,
it red.
No,
You make him
I
bleed.
knew that. For some reason, I knew that.
It's weird. For red ones, you make them bleed. For white ones, you unbleed the red ones.
So either way, you have to just make them bleed.
No, because for these ones, you don't have to make them bleed.
Oh.
For a red one, you have to make them bleed. For a white one, you have to unbleed it.
I love that there's different...
Is that like a reformed Sith
Yes.
thing? Okay.
So if you go like to the Ahsoka,
Then how do you get the yellow ones?
I think those are just temple guards usually, so they usually just get the same way. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Jedi used to have red lightsabers before, like, they realized the Sith are back, so they can't have that,
Yeah.
Yep. Right, here's the thing. I like they're two sides of the same religion, the Jedi and the Sith,
Yes.
right? And
They're-
that's how it is described in episode 4, is as a religion.
Here's the thing. Darth Vader, if he would have, went to the dark side first, he would have went to the light. And since he was into the light, he had to go shift to the dark because he's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
He can be a great Jedi.
And
like, in
technically,
between.
Luke's the chosen one.
Yes, technically. Like, his son has the same power.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, he's the same power that Anakin should, possess.
I'd argue that you could probably get it. You probably say they're both chosen ones.
Yes.
Because he brings balance to because Anakin brings balance to the
The Force, yes.
to the Force
And he
for
brings-
20 years because he's alive and Sidious is alive.
No,
All the other Sith are
here's the
dead.
thing.
And then Obi-Wan and
all
Ahsoka
Here's the-
and Yoda are alive.
Here's what I think.
Well, other Jedi are alive too.
He brings balance to the Force. Like, he leads the way to bring
No,
balance
I'm
to the
saying
Force.
like at the time we hit after episode 3. After episode 3 in Order 66, there's
there's still-
5 people that can use the Force.
No, there's more.
Sean.
Okay.
Some Jedi have been confirmed to be alive still.
Here's what my
After
point
Order
is.
66.
Here's
Okay.
what my point is.
I think is Quinlan Voss still alive after Order 66?
I think he.
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that he's still alive.
Yeah. I
See,
think it
you're
is.
going into extended canon.
That's not even extended, dude. He's been confirmed that he's been alive in canon.
Yeah. Anyways, here's
Okay. Anyway,
here's my point though.
If I wanted,
Anakin
to, if, I
kills-
wanted to, if I wanted to go to extended universe, I could go to the Force Unleashed with Cody.
okay,
Yeah.
but to me, expanded universe is anything outside the movies.
Here's what my point is though for this. Anakin, like
Son?
he brings balance.
By your logic, question with the movies, do you count deleted scenes?
I do.
Not really.
Explain how Shakti dies in two different things, two different scenes. Then She dies in Revenge of the Sith. She dies like two different scenes.
Yeah.
If they leave the one deleted scene in,
Yeah, it's funny because she either gets killed by Grievous or killed by Anakin.
I like how she gets killed by Anakin.
wait,
She
does she
trusts
get
him.
killed? Wait, so she gets killed twice in the final cut of the movie?
No,
Okay,
And different-
so then
no,
no, I
different
don't
cuts.
count deleted scenes.
Sean, they're in different cuts. Though.
Yes, I know, but I don't count deleted scenes.
Okay, but in your opinion, who do you think should have killed Chuck T?
Anakin.
I really don't care.
I think Tyler. I think Anakin.
She gets a
she
collective
trusts him.
maybe 3 minutes of screen time.
Well,
Shock
Sean,
T-
I'm trying to ask you a question to add to this debate. You have to answer the question, Sean.
I don't count deleted scenes.
No.
Then
Who do you think should kill her, Grievous or Anakin?
she fucking dies either way.
Pick the character who kills her.
Anakin.
Yes,
because
that
that's what
makes-
happens in the final movie.
That
There
makes
you
more
go.
sense. That makes more sense because, like,
I don't know. I don't know why, but I like Grievous killing her though.
I think Anakin makes more sense.
General Grievous, you're shorter than I was expecting.
You know how much they had to work to that though in the Clone
General
Wars?
Grievous
crazy.
doesn't appear in episode 2, does he?
No.
He's
Okay.
technically
Yeah, he's
in
there.
there, but he's not like shown.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have to hide him because he's their weapon. You know.
Yeah, he's like the. But it's funny is you read a comic ever. In a comic,
I know what you're talking about.
A Jedi finds him and he kills her.
Another lightsaber to my collection.
A
Is the
fine addition. Have you ever seen the fucking edit of that scene
Yes.
where it's him, but he has like a million arms, and then he swings them and just kills
Did
himself?
you see
Yes.
for like the sequel thing? The only good thing that they should add.
There's
is the
another
sequel.
edit where Obi-Wan has 4 arms as well.
No, there's like one where it's like the one scene where like what's his name, Kylo first his lightsaber.
Yeah, and he
It's
jumps
just
off.
like a fine addition to my collection.
That's what I was gonna talk about.
There's one I saw where it was like a really random video, but it was one of the fucking backyardigans and Handy Manny going at it to Duel of the Fates, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Sean, on theorysabers.com, right? They're $50 lightsabers, really well put together lightsabers. Even though they're cheap, you could buy one for $50. If there's a sale, it's probably cheaper. It's just the delivery to ship you it to your house.
And
man.
then we duel.
And then we duel. I'll pay you to buy me one, all right? I'll pay you to buy me one. Like, yeah.
I'm going to.
Sure, I'll buy 2 really fucking nice lightsabers.
All right. You just tell me how much that is.
I know
No,
which-
not
I
the
know-
nice ones.
I
I'm
know
talking
which-
about the
I
cheap
know-
one. I can't afford a nice
I know
one.
which one I'm buying.
What?
Luke's green one.
Like, I just tell you.
Okay.
Like,
I like the way the hilt fills in my hand.
Well, no, technically that's just Luke's lightsaber, because Luke's first lightsaber is this one.
I see the green one because people are idiots.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Disney's an idiot. They call this Rey's lightsaber.
yeah.
When I
Fuck
bought-
off.
When I bought it was Anakin.
This is
Luke
the
or Anakin.
Youngling Slayer 9000.
Exactly.
But yeah. Back to the movies now.
My mom turned up the TV because we're being loud.
Back to the movies.
Yes.
Which one, in your opinion, has the best duels? Other than Revenge of the Sith.
Damn it.
Other than Revenge of the Sith, which one, in your opinion, has the best duels? I think there's only one option.
I kind of want to go to Attack of the Clones.
I think it is Attack of the Clones.
Phantom Menace has a really good one.
I think that has one of the best in the series.
That's
I'm trying to do. It's like do I do
No. Dooku
the main-
versus Yoda.
the main
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, that does.
And
like,
a Return of the Jedi.
the guy who played Darth Vader kept breaking the lightsabers on the because he was going.
Just
Didn't-
going
didn't-
nuts.
Didn't Obi-Wan do that too, or Ian McGregor?
No, they were so gentle with it.
Ian McGregor? I'm pretty sure he broke.
Oh
it.
no! Yeah, they broke theirs. No, I'm talking about in the original.
From what I remember, apparently Ian McGregor actually does like.
They were steel rods.
No, from what I heard, Ian McGregor does like noises when he swings his.
So does the Anakin one too.
I would do it
Liam
too.
Neeson fucking did it.
Dude, I would do it too when I know.
Yeah, no, like, okay, if we got cast in a Star Wars movie, hand it to me.
Did you hear they had actually slowed the fights down?
Yeah, no. Like, if I were cast in a Star Wars movie, there's no way in hell I'm not going.
I'm going to. Ah! I shall overpower him.
How do I keep getting killed in every episode?
There should just be a death counter for you.
No,
canonical.
Sean gets his ass beat compilation.
Okay, on your birthday, that's the video I'm gonna put for your birthday. Sean gets
do
murdered
it.
every
Sean
episode.
gets his ass beat compilation. Sean saying offensive things compilation.
Nope, just gonna be getting your ass beat.
No, I'm saying 2 different compilations.
Yeah.
Like Sean saying offensive things compilation. I'm assuming you deleted the slur cut.
Oh, that's still probably got deleted a while ago.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, no. You're never gonna see me say
Don't
a
say
slur.
it.
I'm not gonna fucking say it. I'm not that dumb.
I guess it's not considered lost media, isn't it?
It's not considered lost media if nobody saw it.
No.
Aside from us, because we made it. But
Well, by definition, that makes it lost media.
Yeah, we technically know everything that happens.
we
could remake
know
it
what
if we wanted
happened, vaguely.
Yeah,
to. We
vaguely.
could instantly
Well,
reset
it's still. I mean,
It was 15 minutes shorter than most, and I said a slur.
Okay, let's
Not the N-word.
Back
No more
to
slurs.
back to Star Wars.
Yes.
Back to Star Wars.
the slur cut.
This is such an amazing cover, man.
It's good. It's
This is so cool.
It's a good fucking collection too. Like that's like here's the thing. There's a very specific joy just from that side profile.
Yeah.
Just like this big blue box of
It looks better than mine.
excellence.
Darth Vader's armor was actually very useful for like that top part. It's very heavy though. It's very heavy.
Like the only problem I do have with this case is that the mounting can come out a little bit.
I think you can buy something for that.
Yeah,
online.
but like, you know, it's got all of them. I'm having an OCD moment right now, but it's got all of them in chronological order and then a bunch of bonus discs. Yeah, three bonus discs.
But anyways, for like the best duels in my opinion, it's Attack of the Clones because you have like Yoda versus Dooku.
Can we not put that?
It's something we didn't want, but it's something we needed.
But Dooku versus Yoda, yeah.
'Cause he's-
Dooku's death is kind of hilarious because, you know, and then it turns like the shot. It goes to like a reverse shot. You just see his head roll like a bowling ball. It's fucking brutal.
You know, the actor who played Dooku has the highest duel count in history for movies.
Oh yeah, Christopher Lee, because he's been in a bunch of stuff, and he did some fucking gangster.
That guy
shit.
was a beast.
He did some gangster shit in
Christopher-
World War II that he never spoke about because he wasn't allowed to.
He turned down
Like,
a
he-
duke, a duchess.
Wow.
Duke would be a guy, Cody.
Yeah.
He was offered a duchess.
God.
I
damn
almost
it.
said Dukies.
I just looked out at my lawn and I saw a patch that I missed at the edge of the field.
monster!
That's gonna piss me off now.
Oh, see.
God damn it. It's that corner, Cody.
I see it.
I already seen.
That's gonna piss me off.
I've been
Sorry.
looking at it for a while now. Why do you think I keep looking over this
I
line?
don't know. It's because you're on that side of the table and
Oh,
you
I
have
could-
to look that
I
way to
could
speak
be-
to
I could
either
be
of
like
us.
this. I could be like this.
Okay, I guess now we can move on to a different movie.
Which one?
Let's go to episode 5.
Episode 5. That's an amazing movie, right? It's the most iconic out of all of them, I think, other than Revenge of the Sith. Now, here's the thing about that movie. The fights are slow. They are slow. But it's the best of the
But it was
the
it was the technology of the time. Also, you killed my father. No. I am your father. No. That's not possible.
Yeah.
You know, and
And then he just jumps off and he knows he's
and have you ever heard
Is it the kind of thing you're talking about?
no, have you ever heard James Earl Jones, like there's an interview with James Earl Jones.
May he rest in peace.
Yes, may he rest in peace. But he was talking about when he first read the line, and he was just like, whew, how are they going to swing that?
You know what the thing is? If he didn't know he was his son to begin with, right? Mm-hmm. Him jumping off the cliff made it pretty sure. It made him 100% sure, right?
Right.
That it's his kid, because he would have 100% done that if he was in his situation.
He's just Anakin standing there, just like, yep,
boy.
sounds about right.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Wait. Because then we just get how Chip ended Darth Vader. I am a sun stormtrooper!
Wait, what?
Yes. I remember that.
No! I've
Yeah,
seen
I've
the
seen
Harry Potter one.
Sean, we need to educate you after
Yes,
this.
we need to actually educate you. We'll
I
set
am a
out.
son stormtroopers! And then it's like when he realizes his daughter. I am a daughter stormtroopers!
I will send you.
I have kids!
I will send you a link to watch all the Clone Wars, and
I have a Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah, you can just watch it right now!
yeah, you can just literally watch it.
I
right now.
could.
Go in there. Go.
No,
I'm
we
just
got a
kidding.
podcast to finish.
Well, Okay, after this, we're gonna watch some Clone Wars.
Okay, that works with me. We
What,
gotta
at the
dry out.
house? No,
Oh no. Okay.
because we
Okay.
don't
Okay,
you.
that works.
Because don't you have shit to do?
Oh yeah, I do.
I was gonna say, like, that's why we haven't made any, because he had shit to do. That's why we didn't review the Minecraft movie. He had shit to do.
By the way, good. It's a good.
It's
5 out of
It
10.
was
It's alright.
enjoyable.
It's
5, 6
alright.
out of 10.
It's
It's
watchable.
alright.
It's
Yes.
watchable. I will
With
see
friends.
the sequel because they're gonna make that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It made fuck you money. But anyway, back to Star Wars.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. Best because I said that Return of the Jedi has the best climax fight. Return of the Jedi's climax is pretty much just a lazier version of A New Hope because it's the Death Star again.
That's episode 6.
Oh yeah.
I think if you don't count any of the lore, Luke definitely screwed his sister at the end of that.
Let's get out of Alabama.
I know, but it seems that way, right? It just absolutely seems that way.
Okay.
That was quite the Alabama kiss
Okay.
at the beginning of
Let's-
that movie.
But I'm just being realistic.
I know we're talking about both episodes 5 and
Hold
6
on.
now. But
Hold on.
I gotta ask.
What are your thoughts on the special editions?
What do you mean by special edition?
Like all the retroactive edits that he made in the 90s.
I think that
there's-
he made it.
There's one edit that he made that I will never understand.
Which
The
one?
musical number.
No,
Hot shot first.
No, the one where
Like-
he literally edited Palpatine's scream on Luke's jump.
See, that's not on this version that I have.
Yeah, I don't know which one I don't know where he put that in, but he fixed it.
That must have been like a TV airing or something.
I don't know where it was though he did that, but I
Or
know,
like
I know he did it, and
Yeah.
that's my least favorite change he's ever done. I
Okay.
don't,
The best
I
change
think-
I think he did was in like episode 5, right? He adds Ian McDermott. Ian.
Oh, yeah, that's
he adds
that's
Ian
the best
McDermott's head over whatever the hell that was before.
what even was that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Because he had him there and he had all the makeup done in like episode 3, so he decided we're gonna digitally edit this into it
As they should.
as they should.
So I think most of the edits in the special editions are done completely tastefully and improve the movie.
That's how he intended the movie, right?
Uh,
Because like
There is one I think I have to. I
Like
have to
the
one-
one problem like there's
Episode-
one that I
a
have
little
in
bit.
episode 4 where like the brontosaurus dinosaur thing walks in front of the speeder on Tatooine
Yeah.
or walks through the shot. No reason for that. That's dumb. Just breaks the shot for no reason.
here's the thing.
I was gonna refer to the one dance scene in episode 6.
The dance scene in episode 6 is stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Like it just adds like minutes of runtime.
Yeah, just-
It's dumb.
Does. For the one
I'm not, I know this is probably controversial, but I think they should have. I think they still shouldn't have added the Luke making the lightsaber thing.
yeah, they should
I think
They
I
should
think
they
it-
should have put that in.
But the thing is, though, it makes it such a cool surprise when he has it.
Yeah, it does.
That's true. That makes sense.
So like it's like
that checks out.
it, well, it makes more sense to add this scene. I think it's cooler and makes it better movie wise for him to show it off at like the
Yes,
palace.
when he shows up because again he lost it in the
So it's cool to show it off.
yeah. So
Also, the green lightsaber is better than the blue one. Fight me.
Okay, yeah, you're probably it's a synthetic kyber crystal here. Anyways,
but it looks cooler.
what I'm saying is for the in the archives, right, for movies, right, they go down in like history as some of the best of all time. They were like, we want an original cut for this, not this edited crap, right?
And
he said, "This is our final cut.
like
This is my final cut.
This is what the movie is.
This is what I intended."
And then Congress is like, no, like we want the original cut.
he added stuff for a reason. And
See,
that's his original.
I think they should definitely like just
Add both.
for the sake of them of the public being able to see it through legal means and not having to pirate it and in high quality, we should be allowed to see the original edit of the first 3 movies.
Oh yeah.
That being said, the few images I've seen from the original cuts of the movies,
It's not
the
as
special editions are better.
Yeah.
They just are. And I know we're going to get shot by some of the Gen X fans, but
Mainly you.
I'm not that old.
You're like 50 years old mentally.
Mentally, yes. It's in my Instagram bio. But, but again, the special editions are better.
Oh,
What definitely aren't better are the sequels.
Oh yeah.
yeah, sequels are poorly written.
We're at on this 149.
Okay,
So
we can add more to it.
And we
5 minutes.
might have to add more because we might have to go over because
Let's go over.
A little over.
because we
just
still
so-
have part of 6 and 5 to discuss, and then we have 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 3 is the best one.
Okay,
I mean,
but okay.
6.
No, I just want to touch on this thing with the sequels. Finn should have been the main character.
True.
Racism is not why people hate those movies. It's because the movies are shit. And they never should have been made.
Yeah, they also went after the fans, too.
Exactly.
Anyways, past that, let's finish up episode 5. I think the thing is for that, right? Like for episode 5, right? The last half's the most important part of the film, and it's a Luke training arc, really.
Mm-hmm.
Is it weird that I never cared for the Hoth opening?
I didn't care for it either. No.
Eh.
I never really cared for it.
I like how he just has his entire body is just beaten to hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
I never got into it.
That shows you he can die. That shows you the hero can die. And really, what I think is he needed that moment to realize that like he needs his friends. He needs them, right? And they're his friends, so they'll come after him and rescue him when he's in trouble, right? It's
Question:
not like,
is Han Solo force sensitive?
No.
yes, he is. Because like fighter pilots, right? They have to be somewhat force sensitive, or they'll die.
The way they just character assassinate everybody in the fucking sequels too, it's ridiculous. Like the Millennium Falcon's just chilling, derelict somewhere. That's dumb.
It was dumb.
I think Darth Vader is the best fighter pilot in the galaxy.
Like this thing helped found your current nation, or bring back the nation that hasn't existed.
Republic.
Yeah, no, it founded the New Republic. That should be in a museum somewhere.
Yes.
That's like I don't know if we actually have George Washington's boat. Never mind. Right? But that's like if we just, left the Star-Spangled Banner to rot. Like the actual Star-Spangled Banner to rot, as opposed to putting it in the actual museum that it's in DC, and I've seen it.
Oh,
like maybe you could also argue like kind of like the Constitution.
Yeah.
Like if we just let that to rot.
Yeah, no,
like, some
dumb.
replica.
Like no, it's
it's
not
very important.
Well,
part.
if you've seen National Treasure, it was a replica for about a week. So
it's a very important art, though. That it should not be destroyed, and it needs to be preserved, right?
Right.
Not destroyed at all. But now, it should be added to over time, like the actual like amendments and stuff like that were, But
I thought we were supposed to only talk about fake politics.
Anyways,
Yeah,
back to
sorry,
episode
we
5.
got sidetracked slightly, but
Don't we?
It's very important to the actual story, though, that we need to preserve these stories.
Yes.
For like future generations.
Yeah, there's some important shit in Star Wars. You can draw a lot of parallels.
Oh, also the episode 5, past the Hoth scene, right? He goes to Dagobah, trains with Yoda.
Yep.
I love how like they have forced ghosts in it, and they bring them back in like I like the way they have them in what was it, Force Unleashed, right, where they can actually fight in the DLC.
That doesn't make sense to me.
And Starkiller destroys Ben's basically ghost, right, completely.
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yes, he completely kills him. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they can be destroyed as Force ghosts. I like that.
I have
element.
a question because we see him at the end of episode 6.
No, that's not like the DLC is not canon.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Anyway,
That game's not canon either way. So
um,
the second one's
Not
definitely
anymore.
not canon at all either.
Not anymore.
Episode 6 is the worst of the original trilogy, but it's still a great movie.
I think it's
I
like
disagree.
I think it's the best.
Yeah, I also think it's the best of the originals.
Here's why
Okay.
Here's why I think it's the best, right? Because like it's the end of Anakin's character as a whole. It brings all the elements out, its emotions throughout all the films, right?
If you watch them in chronological order,
yes.
Yeah.
If you watch them in chronological order, it's the end to Darth Vader's arc. It's the end to his story as a whole. It shows a dying man that had nothing else to lose but his son, and it shows that even a man who should not be redeemed at all can still be redeemed.
And
know,
Luke ultimately does bring balance to the Force.
well,
Yeah.
he brings balance to the Force. Anakin
Yeah,
dies.
And then
With
we're gonna pretend that
Palpatine.
the sequels aren't canon because they're dog shit.
In Legends, Palpatine does return, but they have a reason for it.
Explain.
And Luke Skywalker is more powerful than, Palpatine at that point, right?
Because he was literally conceived by the Force.
No,
What?
Luke.
Oh, Luke. I thought you were talking
Luke-
about Anakin.
Luke in the Legends is a Grandmaster, a Jedi Grandmaster, way more powerful than any other Jedi in history.
Yoda was a Grandmaster.
Yeah, he's way more powerful though. Darth Vader
There
could
was
kill.
also a woman Grandmaster.
Darth Vader could kill Prime.
Okay.
Prime Yoda.
I thought you meant Optimus Prime.
No,
Yes,
Prime.
Optimus Prime can converse Yoda. Yoda wins.
Prime would kill.
Can Yoda solo Optimus Prime?
No, they
I'd
can't.
argue he could.
No, not the comics. If we were talking the most powerful versions of each, no.
Okay.
Okay, but the Michael Bay.
Oh yeah, that.
Let's
yeah,
get
definitely.
Michael Bay to make a Star Wars movie.
I think he could actually
That'd
make
be-
an okay.
I
movie.
would watch that fucking Star Wars movie.
It would be so fun, but
That'd
it
be
wouldn't be very good.
Would it technically be good as a Star Wars movie? No.
No.
Would it be a good time?
Yes.
Yes.
And would it be
Definitely.
better than anything Disney could ever produce? Yes.
Correct.
Should he do it?
Dude, I
Probably not, but yes.
Cody,
What?
Sean can make something out of his assets better than the Star Wars movies that Disney's made.
Yes, definitely. Anyways, back to episode 6. Like, we were talking about how, like, what do you think we should talk about next for episode 6? Because, like, we talked about how it's a thematical, like, it's
It's a
Anakin's end.
thematic tie
Yes.
back around.
Yep. I think it makes like the ending he adds like in the new cuts with like the all the other planets celebrating. I think that makes it a better ending too.
I
Yep.
like how it
We're so free.
I like
See, that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense because that planet would technically still be in control by the remnants of the Empire. Like, there'd still be shit to do, but that would be seen as like the big thing.
Oh, what
Or-
George Lucas was gonna do for the for the end, right? It was gonna be like he was gonna go up like Luke was gonna go up against Darth Maul with the Republic. They were gonna quell the Empire's control over the galaxy completely.
Mm-hmm.
That was gonna be like episode 7, 8, 9 originally, and now look what we got.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't Darth Talon also meant to appear in George Lucas' sequels?
I don't know. I didn't go too terribly in depth, but it was
No,
gonna be good movies.
Cody, I know what we're doing next time we have free time.
Okay,
We're gonna look at George Lucas' sequels.
that works. for
Sean,
me.
you're invited if you want to look at them with us.
Okay.
We could just do an online.
Hopefully,
video.
that's a better recorded Discord call.
Okay. So here's the
Yeah, probably, hopefully.
Here's the thing for episode 6, though. My only problem with it has to be, like... It's not like... It's how, like, I guess they were fleeing for their life, right? But none of the employees of, like, the Death Star 2 tried to help Luke at all move Vader. I mean, I guess they're afraid of him, right?
You can hear blast fire or blast.
They were all
fire
fighting
going
for
on.
shit.
Yeah, no, they were fighting for.
Nobody's
escape
gonna
pods.
fight
Yeah.
over the ship for Darth Vader, right?
Nobody's fighting against Luke because they'll just die.
Cody, in theory, they
They think he killed.
they think they killed Palpatine and Darth Vader. They just see him taking his corpse.
They're afraid
They're
of him.
afraid. They'd rather fight other people for their ships.
Oh yeah, that's not really a problem I have. It's just like something I thought of, like Luke could have literally ordered them to help him with the thing because he's heavy as all hell, right?
Who, Darth Vader?
Darth Vader would be
Yeah.
a tank how to move.
Why didn't he just use the Force on it?
He could have. I think that's how he moved him to begin with.
Yeah, probably.
All right, I think that's gonna do
In
it.
the comics, though.
Episode
Oh,
3!
Episode 3.
Oh yeah, episode
We
3,
need to talk about Peak!
The most important movie in the franchise.
The
Best movie in the franchise.
one of the best ones. Yeah,
It is the best
It's
one.
the best, yeah.
yeah,
It's
is.
the most important as well.
Yep.
This was originally going to be a 4-hour-long movie, right? But they cut it down. I'm glad they cut it down. But some of the stuff
Is it bad that I kind of want to see the 4-hour
I want to see.
I'm
4
not
hours.
sitting
I want to
for
see the
4 hours.
release the
Sean,
George
if it was
cut.
a song, you would sit through it. I don't want to hear shit
No.
from you. Yes, you would.
No,
They could go
You know
back
you
and
would.
add.
I've listened to a double album where every song is 20 minutes long. None of them needed to be 20 minutes long.
You know how they did release the Snyder cut? They need to release the George cut. Have him
Yeah,
come back.
give me the George Lucas cut.
Have
Yes.
him come back. They just digitally de-age some of the actors because most of them are still alive, except for Dooku's. Anyways, they just add that.
To be fair,
all
I
the scenes.
don't think Dooku had any deleted scenes.
No. Well, they were gonna originally have a longer fight.
Damn it.
A longer, better fight, pretty much. But it's still.
So in conclusion,
Episode 3 is peak, and you all should watch it.
Yeah.
what? Episode 3 is peak, and you all should watch it.
Episode 3 is a masterpiece, actually.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I love the tragedy of it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I love the tragedy too. Some people say that the romance is cringy, but I feel it's needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of
Well, it was all.
kind of needed
It
for the
was
plot,
designed and that was a relationship that was always designed to fail.
Yes.
though. Yes.
Like it's designed to be tragic, but it's also designed to be like, hey,
What I find,
Anakin's not good for Padme.
what I
Most
find
of the
funny
episodes
is
they weren't the best for each other.
Nah, you're right.
for episode 3, what I
That's
find
the
funny
point
is
of the relationship.
they were originally gonna add like Padme having Force powers, because with her having Luke and Leia in her belly, she would have been the most powerful Force being in the galaxy.
I still find the fact that she dies from a broken heart stupid.
That's
Yeah,
dumb.
It's stupid.
That's-
yeah.
fucking
I know
stupid.
it's technically possible in real life too, but it's still stupid.
I think it's
Like
just,
it is. Yeah, it
all
is
of her
technically like
values-
if you're like that despairful, like not necessarily kill yourself, but
all of her values were just crushed in a single.
it's like
round.
like you also have to have like a lot of health concerns going along with it.
Like
too,
she was,
so.
some people can die during childbirth too.
Well,
Pl-
yeah.
Plus,
it
all-
was one of the most common forms of death up until the last 200 years.
What I'm saying is, people who she lost everything in one single day. Like
She
all
had
her
her
entire,
kids.
her
She
entire.
lost her kids because she died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
no, she didn't lose her kids. Her kids lost her.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
She
is-
didn't miscarry.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is,
That's
for
what I
that-
said, you fucking bitch.
What I'm saying is, for that though, is the entire galaxy fell. All her values completely crushed.
Yep.
She lost Anakin too. All that completely crushed. She had no point to live other than her children.
Listen.
And she just didn't care.
Padme was 8 months pregnant during Anakin's, like, if you're not with me, you're against me.
Thanks, now you owe me money.
Also, in the original thing, he
No,
was gonna
but no. Have you seen the meme where it's just like Revenge of the Sith, except Padme's 8 months pregnant and not dealing with Anakin's melodramatic having ass.
Tyler, did you see
So
the
she just
original?
beats him with a chair.
The original thing they were gonna do with Padme was he was gonna lift her up like 15 feet with a Force choke and then drop her or something like
There,
that.
yeah, you're not surviving that.
Yeah.
She was gonna be dead because of
She
that
was
type
gonna
stuff.
be a corpse.
I don't know if it was like 15 feet, but he definitely lifts her up with his Force choke, and that's not.
The thing is, I
He
think
chokes her without her consent.
Well,
the weird thing is,
She might be used to that. I'm just.
Jesus Christ, Cody. She might be used to being choked without her consent. Because I think all he heard was she might be used to be. I'm having a stroke. All he heard was he choked her. What I said was he choked her without her consent. With her consent's an entirely different ball game.
hey, foreplay is foreplay.
Jesus Christ.
Now, if she said harder,
Is
that
that
would
a
have
rape
been.
joke?
If
No?
she said,
I think in the context it might be.
there is an animated video on.
If you said that during the scene, if you
Sean.
Foreplay is foreplay.
while watching the movie,
Sean,
hey,
there-
foreplay's foreplay.
Sean, there's
That might be. I don't know.
Maybe they're married.
There's an animated scene where
It's still rape.
She's
Sean,
into it.
Sean, there's an animated scene where she says harder when he's.
Are you serious?
There is.
Is it
It's
official?
fan man.
Okay, I
Fan
was
man.
gonna say.
But it makes so much sense. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't
All
make
right.
sense at all.
Yeah. Okay. So, in conclusion, George Lucas's 6 Star Wars movies are great. Everything else is shit, apart from the Clone Wars show.
And the comics and books, like
Yeah, those are-
the older
Most
ones.
of them,
the
most of
older
them are
ones.
pretty good, yeah.
All right. So with that, thank you for watching Dorkies. You can follow me on Instagram at, you know what? I'll just have him link that in the description down below. You can subscribe to me on YouTube. I make album reviews. I release one every Wednesday. They're of about equal quality to this. So I'll have him also link that in the description down below. You got to give me admin one of these days.
Yeah, I just need your email for it.
Okay.
If you guys send me your email, and I'll add you guys to it.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Pop Tart Steak on YouTube, and technically I'm also Pop Tart Steak is also on Blue Sky and Twitter for some reason. I never use it, but yeah, they're there. I'm usually on YouTube if you want to find me.
And he doesn't have anything
No.
Yet.
yet. So with that, thank you very much for watching Dorkies. I'm Sean,
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Cody.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Cody, here. Just beat him with this while I turn it off. Shink his ass.